You are watching the Pittsburgh Penguin Fan Show on Fan Media Network. I'm Joe Bartnick, your host, a Pittsburgh Penguin fan. Joining me now, my great friend, Puck Off co-host, the one and only Andy Picaro. What's up, Andy?
What's going on, Joe? You've been sorry a few hours ago.
Yeah, a little fun
Call
at
each
the
other.
Improv. For those who don't know, we're both stand-up comics, and we're done the Improv doing sets last night. And we are in first place. So we're in I'm always in a better mood when we win, when I'm doing my stand-up shows. Great week. Started out, we lost to Boston, which we thought Boston would come out Tuesday with a big effort. And when you go 0 for 3 on the first 3 power plays, there's going to be a makeup call, and we didn't recover. That's okay. No crime losing to Boston, splitting. Then, great game. Thursday night, we beat the Capitals, although we did give them the loser point, which maybe some people are upset about. I thought it was kind of funny. That terrible time. They're all excited. Then we won anyway. And then a crushing performance last night, a 3-0, to quote the great Ted Nugent. We got them in the stranglehold, and then we crushed their face. The Rusty Razor looked amazing. Your thoughts on the week? A quick thumbnail on the week, Andy.
Again, they keep doing this. They keep having efforts that make me not happy, and then coming back with an effort that I'm really pretty happy with. I really didn't like the 5-4 win versus Washington. I thought they outplayed them, but outplaying a team and never putting them away, then letting them come back. And we don't have to go over Letang's play behind the net. We all saw it. We all know what happened. That was just such a frustrating moment. And then they come back and they win that game. A game where Jared McCann is now, if he wasn't already a Penguins lore favorite, these past 2 weeks have kind of put him in there. I think McCann has been such a big part of this regular season. He is their X factor now. And that's where I'm coming out of this season is that in the playoffs, McCann is as big an X factor as any team has. And I think that he has been great. They needed him to be great. Now with everybody seemingly coming back, I love that lockdown win. I love them against the Capitals. Maybe I'll, knock on wood or whatever, but I'll take the Caps right now. I'm not scared of the Caps.
I'm not scared of the Capitals either. And I love, my boy Sammy Lafferty chasing terrible Tommy around. As long as someone's going to dance with Tommy and keep him occupied, it's better than Tommy running around. And Bluger stood up. It was great. They didn't have Ovi. I get it. We didn't have Gino or Tanev, which I think is also huge. It was just a nice, solid win for us. The whole team played great yesterday. I'm not afraid of the Capitals either, knock on wood. What you wish for. Let's do some positives and some negatives like we do every week. Jari, other than hitting Matheson in the face, he was glorious this week, I think the goals he gave up Thursday, you can't blame him. I don't think you blame him for any of the goals he gave up. And then yesterday, for about 10 minutes, Washington really tried to put it on us. He stood on his head. I thought he was amazing. Another positive being we won these games without Gino. I know we won a lot without Gino, but winning against Buffalo and New Jersey without Gino is one thing. Beating Washington without Gino is quite another. And then when he comes back, that's going to give us, like you said, then we're going to have Bluger, Carter, 3-4 hole. That means McCann, we don't have to worry about him doing anything but playing winger with Gino. I love that. And my third thing I liked this week was the selfishness of the Rusty Razor and McCann a little bit and Carter. No more of this too much passing. Shoot the puck. I really liked how Rusty had no doubt he's going in all alone. I love that. Any thoughts? Any more positives that you saw, Andy, you want to relate?
Well, for me, the biggest positive, again, and I know I mentioned him earlier, but this is going to be a Jared McCann episode for me. They needed another guy, even when healthy. They needed another guy that could score. So for me, my biggest positive is the fact that I really feel like they're going to the net more. They're shooting the puck with higher percentage chances more, besides that one game against Boston a couple weeks ago. I really feel like offensively things are really clicking. And then another big positive to me would be, and it's somebody who we bashed a little bit here and there, but I really think that Todd Reirden has these defensemen playing in an up-tempo way where they're still, besides Letang from time to time, making the right decisions at their own blue line. And I really think that we're giving the forwards a bunch of credit, and we should, right? They're playing well below the goal line. But the transition game, especially with Matheson, who hopefully is okay, with Matheson, Letang, and Marino, has been so good. It's really gotten teams that aren't as quick and aren't as fast, which is what the Capitals looked like last night, not able to play against the Penguins. I mean, if you give up the puck on your offensive blue against the Pittsburgh Penguins, it's a real problem for you, and that's why they're in the President's Trophy race. It's their transition game.
And you forgot about Cody Ceci, who's playing marvelous hockey.
Cody
Marvelous hockey.
Ceci,
And
more
jumping.
points 5-on-5. Sorry, I need to cut you off. More points 5-on-5 than Chris Letang.
Well, I've bashed Mr. Letang enough for the last decade, even though I love him.
I'm not bashing him. I'm saying that's how good Ceci's been. Letang has been great in the power play, but Ceci has been amazing 5-on-5. Incredible.
He jumps in perfectly. If Letang had Ceci's brain, it'd probably win the Norris. All right, my negatives. Sidney, the captain. What more can you say? We love him every second. It's a blessing. He looks tired this week. I think carrying the load for so long, I think he needs a break. I know they're probably going to get a week off. They might get rusty for game one of the playoffs, or they might be rusty. I think a full week he needs. They can't take the foot off the gas now. They're not going to rest him. Every point's going to count unless Washington falls in the tank, which I don't think is going to happen. So he's going to have to play. He's worn out for carrying the load. We thank you, Sid, but he looks a little worn out. I'm worried about Matheson. Matheson is top 4 defenseman. He's great. He can't have a broken face. He can't be out for 2 months. I hope he's okay. I don't, because here's the options. More Pedersen, not a good option. Marino on his offside, not a good option. Ricola, we're never going to see. Sully he'll put Reardon out there before he puts Ricola out there. Friedman, and he couldn't play in Philly. Where's Philly? Golfing. So
they'll put Marino on the off, and then they'll put Ruedel on his own side on the last pairing. That's what I think that they're.
I hope.
I don't know.
I hope so.
We'll see.
I like Ricola. I like that better than a Friedman appearance. But I don't need more Pedersen. Pedersen 12 minutes is perfect for me. My third little negative is a little too passive on the 6-on-5. I know they've scored way more empty net goals this year. Like they lead the league. They used to always miss them. It kind of bit us in the ass yesterday. A little too unselfish. But they all stand around and wait like they're on a 5-on-3. Go chase the puck. Get out there, make something happen. Chase the puck down. That might not be strategy. That's just what I noticed. Any glaring negatives or little negatives you want to pick on this week, Andy?
A little negative is playing with the lead. I think that when they're down a goal or when the game is tied, I've got so much confidence in this Penguins team to play well. Like when the game is 0-0 or the game is 1-1 or it's 2-2, I'm confident in every shift, in every line. When they're up 3-2 and it's in the third, I don't have a lot of confidence. And I don't think that they're literally sitting back. I just think that their way that they play is up-tempo. And sometimes when you play that up-tempo, that north-south, and that's where all your success has been this past month and a half, it can leave you a bit exposed when you have a lead, because when you're not playing to score necessarily, when you don't need that goal, sometimes you let teams bring it a little bit, which is, again, exactly what I think happened against Washington.
Well, I mean, we were on the power play with 5 minutes left with the lead, and he still had 4 forwards out there. Something even Sully doesn't really do. And it seems like every time we have the lead, that's when I notice Matheson or Letang behind the other team's net, fighting for a puck. But, you can't change
Well, I think they lose their strategy a little bit. I think that they're the way that this team is built to play, which I love, and I think is the way that they can win. It doesn't tend to play great or go great with playing with a lead. So, and again, if I was good enough to figure out that problem, maybe I could have Sullivan's job. I don't know how to figure it out, but I'm sure he does.
All right, it's time for our LinkedIn fan special. Fans, connect with me on LinkedIn, and you will see the Pittsburgh Penguins fan show in your feeds. Provide your comments and questions for our show, and you can hear them on next week's show. Of course, someone texted me, so my stopwatch on my iPhone stopped. I don't know I think we might be near the deadline for time. I do want to mention Penguin great Jaromir Jagr will not be coming back for his sweater hanging in the roof ceremony anytime soon, because he says he's going to play next year too, because the team he owns moved up. He played Game 7, they won, and now they moved up. You know how they do in European soccer,
Yeah.
They do in hockey. So he's still Jaromir Jagr, top of the stick. Any final thoughts? We got 2 against Philly, of course. Melt the creamsicles, and then 2 against Buffalo. Nobody get hurt. Hopefully, I'm going back to Pittsburgh. I'll see Gino in person on Thursday night.
My final thought is that Megan Carter taking pictures of the Carter kids in their little the press box or wherever they're watching the game from. it has been a great experience. I think like no one since Matt Cullen has come in and just been so into being a Penguin since Matt Cullen came in. It's a good feeling seeing a guy like that join the team.
It is a great feeling because, Carter won 2 cups. He could be over it. He's into it. He's playing great. Jeff Carter is playing great. He's the guy you talk about adding more offense, McCann. How about Jeff Carter? All right, we're probably up against the clock. I'm probably going to have to edit this. That's Andy Picaro. I'm Joe Bartnick. That's our show.
To host a fan show or appear as a fan on a fan show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.